The Texas Department of Public Safety busted a human smuggler carrying 10 illegal migrants in Webb County this past week, ending in a high-speed car crash. The video shows the smuggler being arrested with migrants pouring out of the trunk, including one child. Charges against the driver include smuggling and evading arrest. I want to bring in Texas Department of Public Safety Lieutenant Christopher Olivarez. And Lieutenant, you say that DPS is making between 80 and 100 criminal arrests each week. So these are obviously illegals that are already in the nation, correct?
Correct, Cheryl. Good morning. Great to be with you. I hope you had a great Christmas. These type of cases that we're dealing with when we talk about human smuggling, we do still have people crossing the border, believe it or not, between ports of entry, but the numbers are not like what they used to be the past 4 or 5 years. And I got the numbers yesterday morning, or actually today, I'm sorry. The numbers for yesterday, illegal border crossings were at 130 across the entire southwest border. I mean, who would have ever thought today that we would have people crossing the border where we had historic lows compared to the past 4 or 5 years where we're dealing with 10, 15,000 a day. But 130 a day across the entire southwest border really shows that with the administration now in place and the consequences that are being applied and the critical work that we are doing in Texas is really driving that number down to historic lows. But also at the same time, we are also combating human smuggling. That's a perfect example in that video that our troopers are out there every single day doing this critical work as part of Operation Lone Star. Our mission has not stopped. Some people may not be aware of that, but believe it or not, we are still out there every single day working tirelessly to combat human smuggling and hold these human smugglers accountable.
Well, you mentioned, the change that we've seen at the southern border. I mean, at this point, this is CBP. Apprehensions are 95% lower than the daily average under Joe Biden. I mean, 245 apprehensions per day on the entire border. That's pretty incredible from CBP. So I would think that you would have a border now that's basically as shut as it can ever be.
It is. But believe it or not, the cartels will adapt. I mean, they have to make their money. Of course, they're not making their money like they used to, where they had the high volume of people crossing the border. So they are going to try to smuggle more people across the border, but very discreetly. That's why we're seeing low numbers as far as, maybe 5 or 10 that are being smuggled at any given time. But nonetheless, that's why the work that we're doing right now in Texas is so critical. It's even more important now than it's ever been, because now we can actually have more manpower dedicated to these corridors that are used for human smuggling as well as drug smuggling. That's why we're able to make that arrest on that particular human smuggler. Also working with our federal partners to locate criminal illegal immigrants that are in here right now. That is the work right now that is probably more important, is locating all those that were released to the country, those that have violent criminal backgrounds, locating those criminal illegal immigrants, identifying them, and having them removed from the country.
Yeah. Well, and the Texas Department of Public Safety has expanded drone use under Governor Greg Abbott and, Operation Lone Star. And the drone inventory, you now have one of the largest in the country, 450 drones. That's $3.7 million. I mean, it's interesting because since this operation has began back in 2022, you've apprehended more than 536,000 illegal immigrants, 60,000 criminal arrests. I mean, these are incredible numbers, and you've also seized 841 million lethal doses of fentanyl. So, this, Lieutenant, really, this is under the leadership of Governor Greg Abbott. But talk about, in particular, the drone use. Has that been, do you think, a more effective tool? Because what we want for the southern border is not just current enforcement, but long-term enforcement.
Exactly, and I think that's a great point that you bring up. It's not just what we're doing right now or what we've done the past 4 years. It's what can we do now to contain and have a more secure border, 20, 40 years from now. And that's what we're looking at with technology. And I'm glad that you brought up drones. We have one of the largest law enforcement drone fleets in the country with over 400 drones and over 400 remote pilots. These are pilots that are certified that can operate these drones. And not only that, Cheryl, but we have counter drone technology that is in our helicopters that can be deployed. And what that does is it identifies any type of drones that are being used nefariously. We know the cartels have been using drones for years, and that's one of their ways that they're able to detect and identify law enforcement when they try to bring people across the border illegally or drugs. And of course, they don't abide by any federal regulations. They fly at high altitudes. That does pose a threat to commercial aircraft as well as law enforcement aircraft. And what we do now with these drones and the capabilities that we have with all this technology that has been dedicated not only by the support from Governor Abbott, but also our legislature, having the funds dedicated to be able to buy this type of equipment really is beneficial, is critical to the state of Texas, is critical to national security, but also most importantly, we can also help secure national airspace.
Yeah.
National airspace, we know, is federal airspace. We don't have any type of regulations as far as state law, so we have to abide by federal regulations.
Right.
But now, all these capabilities with drones and counter-drone technology really shows that Texas, we are leading the way. We are one step ahead of these cartels and trying to adapt and combat them.
Which is so important. I want to bring in Jonathan Fahey. He's in our Washington bureau because, Jonathan, obviously this technology, along with the renewed push to secure the southern border and the northern border, I mean, your past background with Department of Homeland Security and your work there, Jonathan, this is pretty incredible where we are right now.
It's amazing, and I want to commend you on the fantastic work you all have done, because it's not just Texas that's affected, but the rest of this country. You've probably saved countless lives by the work you and your men have been doing, men and women. But I would like to ask you, in terms of the drugs coming across the border now, are you seeing, I think you said there's a decrease, but are there any drugs that are sort of predominant or increasing? And also, what countries of origin do you see them coming from mostly?
Thank you, Jonathan. Also, thank you for your comments. One thing that we are seeing, as I mentioned to Cheryl, that cartels will adapt. Obviously, their moneymaker the last 4 or 5 years was, people crossing the border illegally. That was a multi-billion-dollar, criminal network for the cartels. So now what we're seeing, at least in Texas, we're seeing an increase in drug smuggling. We're seeing an increase in cocaine and methamphetamine. And if we compare numbers, at least from DPS from last year, 2024 to 2025, we're seeing double, sometimes even 4 times the amount of drugs that are coming across now than they were in 2024. And that is because the cartels will adapt. And they are going to go back to their moneymaker, which is drug smuggling, which would be cocaine and methamphetamine. We are seeing some fentanyl, but of course the most predominant drug that we are seeing is methamphetamine and cocaine. And we are seizing more now than we did last year. So I think it really shows how the cartels adapt to the administration, how they adapt to a more secure border, more law enforcement, more military presence on the border. And that's why we're seeing this shift as far as when we talk about the cartels and what they're using now to adapt to their loss of profit.
Are they still using the tunnel networks?
Yeah, Cheryl, yes. I mean, of course, the cartels are always going to find some type of way to get their drugs across or people across. Special interest aliens. Just last week, we apprehended an illegal alien from Nepal. So we're still seeing these special interest countries that are coming across, just in a much more smaller volume. But again, it does go back to what is going to be the cartel's moneymaker. And of course, they're going to try to smuggle people across the border. Right. It's much more difficult, so they're going to charge a lot more. But that's why, again, working with federal law enforcement, having the technology with drones and all these capabilities really puts us ahead of these cartels where we can actually combat them. But of course, if we want a more permanent solution, we also have to look at laws in place so that we don't have a situation like we dealt with the last 4 or 5 years. We need to have laws for the future, as you mentioned, 40 years from now, long term, to have permanent solutions so we don't have another catastrophe on our border like we did the last 4 or 5 years.
And shut down those drug tunnels. I think that's going to be very important work for all of you. Lieutenant Olivarez, thank you for your work at the border. We really appreciate it. We'll be right back, everybody.